CBS News contributor and Republican strategist, that would be Frank Luntz, is here. He has listened to more than 30 focus groups to talk about what he calls the election from hell. Frank, good morning, and wow, we're going to talk about that in just a second, but let's hit Donald Trump for just a second. This news conference that he's having later today, do you think that this will have a negative impact on his campaign?
Nothing has a negative impact. No matter what you say, no matter what he says, no matter any of the analysis, and I've never seen anything like it in the 25 years I've been doing this.
But doesn't he have some hard questions to answer today? How much money was raised and where is it?
Obviously. But the issue here is, particularly with veterans, who are the most supported group of any segment in the American population, even more than teachers. And a normal candidate would be under intense fire. But for Donald Trump, this is just a single-day story.
And the reason you suggest is because they like him because he has an attitude rather than a specific.
It's about his character traits. It's about his attributes, not about the issues. And we have identified a segment, and it's called None of the Above. And it's going to be out in the LA Times tomorrow. And it talks and it focuses on those people who do not like Hillary Clinton, who do not like Donald Trump, reject both individuals equally and very harshly, but they're definitely going to vote. We've never had a segment that is this high in the population. And by the way, they're not anti-political. They've got a 20-point favorability ratio for Bernie Sanders. It's just Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump they dislike intensely. And the #1 attribute that they're looking for is trust and integrity.
You think they will determine the outcome of this race?
Absolutely. It's not soccer moms. It's not NASCAR dads. It's this 11%. And they believe that neither candidate has the honesty and integrity that they're looking for, and therefore it's the candidate that they distrust the least will end up with their vote.
At election time.
Is it too late for an independent candidate to get in?
It's not too late. Mike Bloomberg could jump back in again, and I believe he would start with over 20% of the vote. If Bernie Sanders decided that he was mistreated by the Democratic Party, he would start with over 20% of the vote. This is not just an angry and frustrated election. I want to give you a specific word: betrayal. These are people who feel that Wall Street betrayed them economically, that Washington betrayed them politically, and they have no place to turn. They're in their 50s and 60s. They look towards the future with tremendous pessimism. They don't believe that America is going to be the greatest country down the road, and they feel like they're suffering. And
but Major Garrett said in the previous hour that, in fact, it would be too late to file in Texas and other places, so therefore it's a fool's errand.
Except that Texas is going to go Republican no matter who files there, no matter who is running there. The key states, those states that are decided by less than 5% of the vote, those filing deadlines are not until August or September. I want to make one more point. This negativity, this pessimism is so deep, and it concerns me because these two conventions, and we've talked about this on this show, I'm afraid of the violence that could happen outside the conventions. I'm afraid that people
know... At both conventions?
At both conventions. That people no longer know that line of where to stop, that they feel justified not just in voicing their opposition to the candidate, but doing so physically and even violently.
Just one quick yes or no. It's 15% in the polls that get you into the debates.
That's correct.
Okay. Thanks, Frank.
All right. Thank you, Frank. Always good to see you.
Thanks.
I can't decide whose tennis shoes I like better.
Oh, I don't know if these made it on, but these are the only...
Between who?
There you go.
Between you and Frank and you go. There is no question. I like Charlie's better. Bye, Frank.